I'm Seun Okinbaloye live for you in Abuja. I've seen the comments suggesting I could have been shot for doing my job on politics today, right here on China's television. I sincerely want to thank civil society organizations, our viewers, for your love and your comments and your solidarity, and both local and international organizations for your swift interventions and for lending your voices. Your support is deeply appreciated and reinforces our collective commitment to truth and accountability. The fact remains that our democracy is in danger if we allow one-way traffic in balloting. This is not a warning to the opposition or to ruling party, but to all Nigerians who believe in the development of our nation. I acknowledge that China Television has taken steps to address this matter, and I note the ongoing reassurance from the Department of State Services, the DSS, regarding safety. I also received a call from the Honorable Minister who clarified that intention was not as conveyed. While that is noted, it is important to emphasize that violent rhetoric or suggestive threats are never appropriate responses to dissent in a democratic society. At a time like this, particularly during an election season, clear and consistent assurances of safety are critical. We must not create an environment where such statements can be exploited by those with harmful intentions. Let me be clear, I'm not afraid, and I will never and not be intimidated. Journalism, grounded in ethics and global best practices, remains a duty to the public, not a concession to power. We may disagree, and as humans, we may err, but dissent must never descend into hostility or harm. I will continue to do what I love, asking the necessary questions, holding power to account, and working in the interest of Nigeria and its progress. If that commitment comes at a cost, so be it. Truth must endure. Thank you, everyone, for your love. Appreciate it.
I'm sure by now most of you must have seen this video. A serving minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria just told a journalist on camera that he would have shot him. Not as a joke, though it was funny to some journalists seated right there interviewing him, and one of them even tried to help him backtrack instead of interrogating him further. Wike looked into the camera and told Seun Okinbaloye of China's television that he would have shot him, just for suggesting that Nigeria could become a one-party state. Think about that. Anyway, what did Peter first? A journalist asked a legitimate question about the health of Nigerian democracy, and a man who is living off your money, off your tax, even told you in that same interview that you are not paying enough after what you are going through, felt so offended and responded with a death threat to a journalist. And we are still here debating whether Nigeria is sliding into something else. Maybe Tinubu is now the Igwe or the Oba of Nigeria. When we complain about the activities of this government, it will be as if we don't like Tinubu, but the signs are there. Recently, INEC has just recognized both factions of ADC, the party that was supposed to house the most serious opposition coalition ahead of 2027 election. The APC is growing. That's one governor out of 36. So it's so obvious. Seun did not invent a narrative, but that doesn't matter to Wike. So his response was to threaten to shoot him. I blame some of these journalists sometimes. Some of them think that politicians care about them. The truth is that they don't care. They don't care about you. They don't. The signs are there. They don't care about you. They only care about themselves. And in the worst of this case, and they can even do anything to anybody who stands in their way. Now they can even threaten to shoot you if you speak up. We should know that Nigeria has a history. We know what it looks like when the press is being silenced. We know what it looks like when the journalists are being intimidated to ask softer questions. We know what it looks like when the criticism of government becomes a very dangerous art. Just like Wike showed now. We have lived that history. We have buried people under that same history. And a minister sitting comfortably in Abuja making such careless threats. Anyway, here's the part that should concern every Nigerian. Not just the journalists, not just the opposition supporter, not every Nigerian, Wike said he would have shot a man for asking whether your vote will matter in 2027. The correct response to that is to make sure your vote counts. Register to a party, show up to your ward, refuse to be intimidated, because the moment a government official threatens journalists for asking simple, legitimate questions, just know that they are already ready to kill you, pata pata.